Hey fam, so in this video I want to share with you how you can make money online by simply copy and pasting titles with AI. Now before we get into the video, allow me to give out a few shout outs to the following. The first one being Olachi Ama, a huge shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. And the second shout out goes to Quiz Time in the Bible. Now Quiz Time, thank you very much for supporting the channel, and I love the way you've branded your channel. I can see you're just getting started. Wishing you all the best. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, and to everyone of you that actually takes time to watch my videos, I really appreciate and thank you very much. So the website that we're going to be looking at today is known as voco.media. Now voco.media is an all-in-one platform where you can actually build an audience, share stories. They can be letters, they can be poems. As long as it's something that you can actually type out, you can share it on Voco Media, and this website will actually pay you when what you share on the platform gets what they call reads. In simple terms, just people seeing what you've shared on the platform. And when you look at the amount that you can actually make with the platform, they'll pay you $3.8 per 1,000 reads. So I'm going to show you how we can actually use AI to copy titles on this same platform known as Voco Media. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is to come to this website known as voco.media. The link will be down in the description, and right here where it says share your stories and support creators, you will see here where it says become a creator. Now, like I've already mentioned, when you become a creator, you'll be able to share stories, poems, letters, or anything that you can write. Now, there are many ways you can make money with this platform, and one of them is the one that I'm going to show you in this video, where we can actually use AI to copy and paste titles from the platform and actually get paid $3.8. The other way you can actually make money with this platform is by participating in what they call challenges. Right here at the top, you see where it says challenges right here, and each and every time you find a lot of different challenges that are posted either by the platform or by people who love to read different stories, and mostly they'll offer different amounts. For example, right now, even after watching this video, you can come to this platform and you'll find that there's already challenges that are available that you can actually take part in. And if you win one of the challenges, for example this one, if you win, let's say this challenge, you get $500 on this platform. Similarly, this one is future fragments, and they explain the details, like imagine the world in 2050 and create a story that explores the innovation and the likes, blah blah blah, and you also get paid $500. So that's the second way you can make money with the platform. So I'm mentioning this so that you can also take advantage of this. And the other way you can actually make money with this platform is by receiving tips from your readers. Now what will happen is that when you become a creator, you start getting followers or people who read your articles or your poems, your letters, and the likes. So when those people love your what you write, they'll start giving you tips. So those tips can accumulate to huge amounts depending with how dedicated you are to the platform. So what you're going to do is to simply click right here where it says become a creator, and from here where you can join Voco, you just simply enter your full name right here, your email address, and your password, and simply click sign up. So once you sign up, you will be required to verify your email address, and to do that you just need to go to your email address and find the link from Voco Media that you need to click to verify your email. And once you are done, you can simply log in to your account, and this is how the account looks like. Now the first thing we're going to do is to start copying titles from the platforms. Now when you want to copy the titles, you're not just going to copy any of the titles right here. What you're going to do, on the top you see where it says top stories. That's where you want to click. So click on top stories right here. So from here we're going to copy the titles that are found on the top stories page, and to do that we're going to open up a blank document with Google Docs, and you can also use any other note-taking application like Microsoft Word or maybe Notepad and the likes to actually copy the titles. Now we will need to copy at least 10 to 15 titles. The more the better. If you are able to, you can even copy 15 or 20, even 30 titles. So we're going to copy the title right here, come to Google Documents, right click right here, and we're going to paste without formatting like that, and we're going to click enter, come back to voco.media, copy the second title, come back to our Google Docs, paste our second title. You can also pick the ones that you like. For example, maybe if let's say I don't like this one, I can skip it and just copy the next one right here, but I would advise you just copy all of them. It's much better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy them offline, then I'm going to continue the video after I'm done. So you can see I've gone right ahead and added about 11 titles to my Google Documents, and the way I did it was just to browse through all these and pick the titles that captured my attention. And if let's say you don't find titles that are capturing your attention, you can also go to the next page. Now when you click the next page, you are still on the top stories page, so you are free to copy even those titles. Like I already mentioned, the more titles you paste, the better. Now Now once you've copied those titles and you have them, let's say on Google Documents right here, you want to go to ChatGPT and you want to click on this pencil icon right here, which starts a new chat. And when you start a new chat, you're going to paste in this prompt right here. I already have the prompt. I'm just going to copy it. I'll leave this prompt in the description for you to just copy. So all I'm going to do right here, I'm going to copy this prompt and come back to ChatGPT and I'm going to paste it right here. Now let's go right ahead and see what the prompt is saying. So here it's saying, please make a framework out of each of these titles so that I can use them for other articles, stories, or poems. Give them to me in simple list without examples. Now when you have this prompt pasted in, you're not going to click enter. You're going to come back to your documents page and you're going to copy the titles that you have. And when you copy them, you're going to come back to ChatGPT, and after this you can add a comma or a full colon like that, and you're going to paste in those titles. And when you paste in those titles, you're going to click enter. Now what this will do is that ChatGPT will analyze those titles and come up with frameworks that actually can be used to also create similar titles. So you can see, like for example, the first title, Behind the Music, a conversation with the mirror. So the framework that was used is they added, like let's say, weather or a phenomenon, then they added action plus effect. Now this is something that is done professionally. Actually you can use this same strategy to even create titles even for YouTube videos, but that in other videos. Here you can see this one, behind there, then they added a topic, subject, then another type of exploration with dash. So this is what they did here, like let them, let me. So this is the framework that was used here. You can see the title looks small, but there's actually a big framework behind it. All right, so when you have these frameworks done for you by the AI, the next thing you're going to do is come back to this document. I'll leave a link in the description like I've already mentioned, and you're going to copy the second prompt. Now here, this prompt, you're just going to copy it right here, and again come back to ChatGPT and you're going to paste it right here. Now the second prompt says, what are the traits that make this title framework so clickable? Now we're trying to understand, why are these stories which we found on Vocal Media, why did these titles do well? We want to understand exactly why these titles do well, because if we understand why they did well, we'll be able to replicate what they did. So we're going to actually do that. So here I'm just going to click enter, and let's see what the AI is saying. So here you can see the AI is saying these title frameworks are clickable because they employ several key traits designed to grab attention and spark curiosity. So you can see these are some of the two key things that we need to remember: grab attention and spark curiosity. Now the first one is mystery and intrigue, and the AI explains that, okay, you can see like the framework hint at a deeper story or meaning without giving everything away. This is something that we need in order for us to actually come up with our own titles. For example, here you can see An Enemy of Love. This is very, it's mystery and intrigue because we're not sure exactly what's contained in whatever they wrote. Okay, here there's relatability, and they give an example. Like one of the titles I added was Mother Wounds, and this will definitely relate to a lot of people. Another example is here, Letter to My Father. All right, okay, that's also a very good one. All right, okay, so you can see there's tension and contrast. There's this one, evocative imagery. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. There's this one, emotional resonance. There's open-ended questions. For example, phrasing the invite readers to seek answers to explore. What then? Of the four, whatever. Okay, there's cultural. There's here another one, call to action or endurance. So when you go through this, you can see the AI, like ChatGPT here, is even telling us exactly what we should consider when we're actually coming up with our stories. So once we have this, we've taken note. You have to read them, of course, if you want to actually even go deeper into this. Just depending on the AI won't be very helpful to you, but if you don't want, it's all right. This works even if you don't read them, but when you read them, you're putting in that human aspect, which most people rarely do. And also reading it will help you to have an understanding on how these things actually work. Now the third prompt simply says make 15 more frameworks. Now it's up to you the number you would want to use. You can actually have 10, you can have 30. It's up to you depending on the number of titles you actually use. Now you can see here saying make 15 more frameworks similar to the ones before, but using these traits even more. Now let me just be honest with you, these prompts actually I learned them in one of the courses, I think by Kai, and he was using these prompts actually for YouTube, and I actually found them that they actually work even for articles, and personally I've used them for articles. You can use them for articles you do on your own personal blog and the likes, but in this case we'll be doing it for stories or articles we'll be doing on vocal.media in order for us to get paid that $3.8. So I'm just going to click enter right here. You can see that ChatGPT has come up with more frameworks that can actually be used. So here we have, let's say here, natural phenomenon plus unexpected twist or action. Then here let's see we have maybe the dash adjective and the likes. Here we have how became whatever and the likes. Now when we have our own frameworks made up by the AI, we are now ready to actually come up with our own article or maybe poem, letter, story, or something we can actually post on vocal.media in order for us to be paid that $3.8. So what we're going to do, let's go right ahead and come back first and foremost to vocal.media. Now here with vocal.media, you can see, let's say for example, when we take a look at this, you can see that they have poems, letters, and the like. So let's say for example, just for demonstration purposes, we're going to say we want to maybe come up with a poem for our own post on vocal.media. So what we're going to do, we're going to paste in this prompt right here. So I'm just going to copy this prompt right here, and when I copy this, I'm going to come back to ChatGPT and paste it right here. Now here you can see here I'm saying please write titles for a poem. Now here I've added poem. When you look at this prompt right here, there's a blank. Let's say if you are writing a story, you would have said please write titles for a story, then about. Here you have your details of that story. Okay, you have the details of the story. Now here let's just say I want to write a poem. Let's say please write titles for a poem about, maybe let's just say a letter to my unborn child. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. Then of course it's saying using these frameworks. Now just let me just read this again so that you see how it looks like. Please write titles for a poem about letter to my unborn child using these frameworks. Now you can see what I've replaced here. I've added poem right here. Then here where it says write your idea, I've just written letter to my unborn child. That is the idea that I have. And once I have that one, I'm just going to click right here, enter. And after clicking the enter option, what ChatGPT will do is that it will use those 15 frameworks right here that it generated for us, and now it will come up with different titles for our poem or our story or maybe article that we actually came up with. So for example, here we have rainfall of hope, storm of doubts. All right, then here we have the unseen bond of a parent and a child. Then here writing love until you arrive. Okay, I love this one, writing love until you arrive. Okay, it rhymes. Okay, you can feel it. Here we have child of my heart, hope in the unknown, a whisper to tomorrow's promise. Here dear little one, but the page is empty. Wow, that's a good word. This is a very good word. Okay, I don't know if you can see I'm excited about this title. I think this one, let's just go right ahead. I think there's no need to waste time right here. So what we're just going to do is to tell ChatGPT to write us a complete poem for 6. Okay, if you don't want to use the number, you can simply type in the title. I'm just going to copy the title right here so that maybe it doesn't get confused depending with what we're doing. So just going to paste in the title like here, write a complete poem for dear little one, but the page is empty, and just simply click enter. And just like that, look at the AI now is actually coming up with a very good poem for us with that title. So dear little one, but the page is empty. Now the other thing you can do is to check if the poem is plagiarized. The reason you want to do that is to avoid any issues whereby you might get like your poem rejected on vocal.media. And to do that, you're just going to come to maybe let's say Google and search for any plagiarism checker. So I'm just going to do that and type in plagiarism checker. So from the results of the plagiarism checker on Google, you can choose whichever one you'd want to use. There are free tools and paid tools. So let's just go right ahead and use Grammarly, which is our first result right here. I'm just going to click on plagiarism checker, and while it's loading, I'm going to come back to ChatGPT and I'm going to copy our title right here. I'm just going to copy it and come back to plagiarism checker by Grammarly, and right here in Grammarly, you just need to paste in your poem, article, story, or whatever you are writing about, and you have to make sure that the characters are below 10,000 characters when you're using the free version of Grammarly. And right here, I'm just going to click scan for plagiarism. And what will happen is that the tool will go on the internet and compare if there's any plagiarism with the article. And from the results, our interest right here is here where it says no plagiarism found. And that's what we're interested in. Forget the issues of grammar, punctuation, and other additional issues. So since there's no plagiarism found, it means our article or content is quite unique. Now we're just going to go back to vocal.ai and we're going to now publish that article. So we're going to come right here on top. You see where it says create story. Just click on that. Now here we have to enter a title, and we already have our title. There's no need to overthink things. Okay, that's why we're just copy and pasting titles with AI. So you just come here, paste in our title here, dear little one, but the page is empty. Then the next thing, we need to add an image. Now the reason we want to add an image is so that it grabs attention. Now most of the articles that are on vocal.media, they have an image. Think of an image like the attention grabbing thing. And remember when we were actually copy and pasting the titles, the first thing the AI told us was that titles and also they were grabbing attention and curiosity. Now maybe before we add an image, we can also even write our poem right here. So let's just go right ahead and copy it right here without the title, of course. Now this time around, we're just going to copy the content and just paste it right here. All right, so you can see it's pasted right here, and it is 146 words. All right, that's good. That's a good title. So we just need now, the final thing is to upload an image for attention grabbing. So in order for us to do that, we can actually use AI to generate an image, even just to ask it for ideas. So here we can just simply tell ChatGPT to give us an image that can be used as a cover for our poem, and simply click enter. So here is an example of an image that is suggested. Personally, I think this image doesn't go well with our poem. It's all right, but I think it doesn't communicate that attention grabbing thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different AI tool to come up with something different. Personally, I would think maybe a pregnant woman, maybe with a pen, writing something might actually do better for attention grabbing. Now I'm going to go to an AI tool known as PicLumen, and PicLumen is a free AI image generator, and we can use this AI tool to generate as many AI images as we want. And the good thing is that it is 100% free. So all you have to do is click right here where it says generate for free, and from here you can actually log in with your Google account, your Apple account, or your email. I'm just going to log in and we can continue from there. And once you are logged into PicLumen, all you have to do is click right here where it says create. So right here you can actually describe the image the way you want it to look like. So I'm just going to type in something like a pregnant woman writing a letter. Now before you actually click enter, which is this option right here, you want to click right here where it says advanced settings, and right here where it says model, you want to make sure you change this one from PicLumen Art V1, you want to change it to realistic version. Now the reason we're changing it to realistic version, we want it to look real. The image we want to use is real for our poem. So let's just go right ahead and use PicLumen realistic version 2 right here. Then the aspect ratio. Now the aspect ratio doesn't matter much, but if you want, let's say, to be more accurate, you can see right here for vocal.media, they are saying they recommend 1280 by 720. That is almost like maybe a 3:2 and the likes. So here in PicLumen, we're going to actually change this. We're going to click on our aspect ratio, and we're going maybe to change it to something like maybe 3:2 or maybe 4:3. I think these will work well, because or 2:1 maybe will work well. Maybe let's go 3:2. I think 3:2 is okay. Let's go with this one like that. Then once we have it, you just need to click now right here where it says enter, or which is the submit button. Just click on that. Now it will take a few seconds for the image to actually be generated, so let's just give it a few seconds, and you can see the amazing picture that we have. You can see this is very, very good. Okay, so all you have to do now is to download this image. Okay, we can download it as JPEG or PNG. I think PNG, since it's the one that will get an image without any loss in quality, so I'm just going to download it as a PNG. And once it's downloaded, just need to come back to vocal.media, and now we're going to upload that image right here. Select file and upload our image, and you can see our image has been added right here. And here it says dear little one. Okay, all right, so we can add a caption right here, like a woman just explaining what is there. So you can even just copy the prompt that we actually use in this image. So just click on it and you can copy this prompt, a pregnant woman writing a letter. You can just add it here to the caption. Now the reason we add this is for maybe just for SEO purposes, and also those that maybe if the image fails to load, people can get an idea what's in the image that is not loading. So once you have this, make sure you click on save changes. changes, and once it's saved, now here it's saying submit for review will become available after you add a title, subtitle plus a featured image. So it seems we might need actually a subtitle for this. So you can even say maybe a letter to my unborn child, like that, and simply click save changes, and you can see now submit for review is available. So I'm just going to click submit for review right here, and here you see that it's saying ready to publish. Now here you can say publish as a community story. Yeah, this is what we're trying to do. Then here choose a community to submit your story to. Now remember we wrote a poem, so you have to make sure you submit to the correct community. Okay, so here I'm just going to look for poem. Okay, so you can see here, let's say poets. I'm just going to choose that, and here add a tag so readers know your story is about. So here we can simply search poem like that. So we have love poems. Okay, this is it. Okay, anyway, we can say maybe love poems, it's okay. Maybe we can also look for, maybe let's try to see sad poetry. Yeah, I think, yeah, that one is okay. Then here we can even submit to challenge. Let's say if our poem actually is in those categories for the challenges that I mentioned, you can submit it to challenge. But for this one, it's not, so just leave it as it is. Then now here, publish as exclusive story. Now when you publish as an exclusive story, now this one is applicable when, let's say, you want only paid up members to Vocal to actually read this. And when you publish it like this, it will prevent people who are on the free plan to actually read your story. You don't want to do that, especially when you're starting out. So leave it as it is. Then here, allow comments on your story. That's all right. Then here, they're saying add an AI generated label. Since we used AI, you just need to turn this on. Now here they are saying add a content warning. Now content warning is whereby maybe what you wrote is sensitive to other people. Now this one is not sensitive, it's a letter, of course, and you just need to click publish. And the good thing is that Vocal.media allows you to create content even with AI. It's all right. I've done it before. I've published articles on this platform with AI. So just click publish right here, and once our article is published, it will go to moderation. Now depending with the amount of people who have submitted articles, it might take maybe 1 to 2 hours, or sometimes even just a few seconds. The article will be approved, and when it's approved, it will be you'll be told by email, or maybe you'll see it in the published articles. And once that is done, your article will start getting reads. You can also start sharing your article on social media, even with friends and the likes. And every time you get 1,000 people, or 1,000 people actually read your article, you actually get paid $3.8. And you can do this over and over again. So the more articles you have, the more you'll be able to make. Thank you very much. If this video is helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thank you.